Hello everyone, it's great to see you again in a new video from Amazing Smart today. We're going to explore a very exciting idea. Recycling used cooking oil and leftover candles to create a smart mini stove. This is not only a creative experience, but also a way to make use of materials that seem like waste, turning them into useful tools in everyday life. 1. Waste oil and candles, seemingly useless materials in daily life. We often have used cooking oil that can no longer be used for cooking. Normally, many people would throw it away, but if we know how to reuse it, waste oil can become an alternative fuel source. Alongside that, half-burned candles are also often discarded. In fact, the remaining wax can still be recycled to create new products. Today's idea is to combine waste oil and leftover candles to make fuel for a handmade mini stove. 2. Preparing the candles first, we take the half-burned candles and cut them into small pieces. Cutting them makes it easier for the wax to melt when heated. Then, put all the candle pieces into a metal container. You can reuse a biscuit tin, a milk can, or any heat-resistant container. Place the container on the stove and start heating. As the temperature rises, the candles will gradually melt into liquid form. This is an important step, so you can mix the melted wax with waste oil. Dot 3. Removing impurities from the candles during the melting process. There will be bits of old wicks or other impurities floating on the surface. At this point, we use a paper clip or tweezers to remove them. This helps keep the final wax mixture clean, free of debris, and ensures that when poured into molds, it looks neat and burns steadily. Preparing sawdust and molds next. We need a little fine sawdust. Sawdust acts as a filler, making the mixture of wax and waste oil thicker, easier to shape, and longer lasting when burned. Put the sawdust into a mold. It could be a plastic box, a metal container, or a silicone mold. Then pour the melted wax, mixed with waste oil, into the mold. Don't forget to place a wick in the center, so it can be lit later. Once the mixture cools down, we'll have a new fuel block, compact and convenient. Making the stove from a milk carton to build a mini stove. We reuse a milk carton. Cut the carton into the desired shape to form the stove frame. Then, attach 3 screws to the bottom to act as legs. This way, the stove can stand firmly on a flat surface without tipping over when a kettle or pot is placed on top. 6. Completing the mini stove after finishing the stove frame. Place the fuel block wax plus waste oil mixture inside. Use a lighter to ignite the wick, and the flame will burn brightly and steadily. At this point, the mini stove is ready to use. We can place a small kettle or pot on top. The flame from the fuel will transfer heat, making the water inside boil. When the water boils, it proves that the stove works effectively. 7. The meaning of recycling. The interesting part here is not just creating a mini stove, but also embracing the spirit of recycling. Instead of throwing away waste oil and leftover candles, we've turned them into a new fuel source. Saving money? No need to buy new fuel, just reuse discarded materials. Protecting the environment reduces waste and limits pollution. Creativity, making useful products by hand. Learning and experimenting. 8. Real-life experience when lit. The candle burns for quite a long time thanks to the combination of waste oil and wax. The sawdust inside helps the flame stay stable, preventing it from going out quickly. Although small, the mini stove is enough to boil a kettle of water or cook a simple meal. This is a handy solution in emergency situations or when camping outdoors. So, we've completed a handmade mini stove from materials that seemed like waste. This is proof that creativity has no limits. With a little skill, we can turn trash into useful tools. Thank you for watching today's video. If you find this idea interesting, please like, share, support Amazing Smart so we have more motivation to create exciting new content. Goodbye, and see you next time.